the usual disappointment and frustration is there because my job was to try and stay there till the end of the day. But when I was walking off and all the Indian players came and shook my hand, that's when it hit me. That that's it really. So going back in the dressing room and taking your pads off, it just hits you that that's the last time you'll be doing that in national colours. So it's there's a note of finality in that. It is certainly the most memorable, especially the announcement. But it is your last test. You always remember for various reasons. And a special thank you to Mr. Gavaskar for those very, very kind words. I mean, I watched him score hundreds against the West Indies in a hat and a little cut-out plastic skull cap, and to have a player of his legendary ability to say what he said, I'm very, very grateful. And to everyone who came out and supported me again, the fans, all of you, the teammates, and my family. About plans, going down the wicket, trying to sweep, but those are at times plans where you have to execute properly in the first innings to try and get ahead of the game. In the second innings, it gets tough when you're trying to defend and trying to save a game. But he has the weapons in his armory to counter attack. When someone starts sweeping, you'll see him bowl a bit quicker and a bit fuller, straighter at the stumps. When it's turning, you'll see him, vary his pace and try to get the ball to turn. His seam position is fantastic, and he seems to be thinking all the time. So it's a great challenge to play against him, and it'll be interesting to see how the boys get on against him in the next innings as well. I think he might have been joking. I've watched Bradman bat on old grainy videos, and he's exceptional. You take any of those great cricketers from any era and you put them here with the modern techniques, the modern training methods, and he might have averaged much more. But there'll always be comparisons. But I'm pretty secure in just being Kumar and having played the game and achieved what I have in the game. I think I just couldn't see the ball that Ashwin bowled me about 4 times in a row. Every other ball I saw pretty well. But yeah, that's the way it goes. You can't always score runs. That's always going to be the case in your career, and everyone wants to sign off on a high. But unfortunately, I couldn't score a 50 or 100 or do it in that sense. But no, the focus, as always, is very clear when I go out to bat. It's about scoring runs and trying to take the team forward. Unfortunately, my contribution wasn't enough in this game. It's really about concentration. You get into your first 100 is the hard part. The next one, if you bat long enough, just comes. Knowing when to accelerate and when to be a bit defensive. But most of all, knowing how to break down your concentration. You don't have to concentrate 8 hours to get a double 100. You only concentrate on specific deliveries. So that's a very short time, and to be able to take your mind off the ball when you're on the non-striker's end or when you're in between deliveries. So it's something that comes naturally to some. Others learn, and it's just a case of managing that. I actually just heard it, and it was quite a surprise. So I have to go and think about it and really have a proper chat with His Excellency as well.